Page 31 starts today's video today. Problem of the day. I'm actually going to do this problem. There's 3 questions on here. Number 1, Great Rapids White Watering Company rents rafts for $125 per hour. Ooh, there's a rate. That's my K. Explain why the point 0, 0 and 1, 125 are on the graph of the relationship and what these points mean in the context of the problem. Well, if you rent, why the point 0, 0? So I'll start there. If you rent a raft for 0 hours, right, 125 for 1 hour, well, if you rent it for 0 hours, it's going to have 0 cost. So there's going to be $0 for 0 hours. Why is the point 1, 125 on the graph? Because that's the unit rate. It means for $125, you rent for 1 hour, just like it says right here. So in the context of the problem, $0 for 0 hours and $125 for 1 hour. Number 2, if 3/4 of a pound of candy costs $20.50, how much would 1 pound of candy cost? Well, I could do this a couple ways. 3/4 of a pound costs $20.50. So how much would 1 pound cost? So pounds over cost could equal pounds over cost. I could put a C or a X there. But that's actually proportionally, that's not the easiest way to do it. I could find the cost per pound. Switch this around and find the rate, the cost per pound, which means I would take this is the easier way to do it. So I'm going to put an or here. $20.50 per 3/4 of a pound. So I'm taking 20.50 and dividing it by 3/4, which is really 20.50 times 4/3, the multiplicative inverse. And 20 times 4 would give me $82. And 1 times 3 would give me 3. $82 divided by 3 would be $27.33 per pound. So the per pound, so 1 pound of candy would cost $27.33. That's the easier way, I think. Yes, you could set that question up in a proportion and answer it that way as well. Do the product of the means equals the product of the extremes, and you would get 20.50 times 1 is 20.50, and 3/4 times C. And what are you going to do? You're going to divide by 3/4, which is what I did over here. I divided by 3/4. So then you would get to this point right there. So you could set it up proportionally or just find the cost per pound, the unit rate. Number 3, which is the better buy? Show your work and explain your reasoning. You can buy 3 1/3 pounds of turkey for $10 1/2, or you could buy 2 1/2 pounds of turkey for $6 1/4. Which is the better buy? Well, I have to do cost per pound. That's how I get the unit price, the cost per pound. So for A, 3 1/3 pounds cost $10 1/2. So 10 1/2 divided by 3 1/3, which would be 21 halves divided by 3 10/3, which is times 3/10. because this is 10/3, and I would multiply by the multiplicative inverse, which would give me 63/20ths. And if I divide that, I get $3.15 per pound. For turkey B, cost per pound, 2.5 pounds is $6.25. So 6 1/4 divided by 2.5. Well, that's 25/4. 2.5 is 5/2. So I would multiply by 2/5. Oh, much easier. This one nicely cross cancels. And I get 5/2, or $2.50 per pound. So which is cheaper? Which is the better buy? The $2.50 per pound turkey is the better buy. So I'm just going to call it turkey B. Turkey B is cheaper per pound. On the next page is another problem of the day. Sam's mother has entered a 10K race. Sam and his family want to show their support of their mother, but they need to figure out where they should go along the race course. They also need to determine how long it will take her to run the race so that they will know when to meet her at the finish line. Previously, his mother ran a 5K race with a time of 1.5 hours. Assume Sam's mother ran the same rate as the previous race, 5K at 1.5 hours, in order to complete the chart. So if she can run 5 kilometers, what is her rate of speed? Distance divided by time. 5 kilometers in 1.5 hours. So 5 divided by 1.5, that's 5 times 2/3, which is 10/3, or 3 1/3 kilometers per hour. 10/3 or 3 1/3. So that's my K. So my K is either 10/3 or 3 1/3. Either way that you want to use that. Okay, so I can see from the graph that they want you to do it in half-hour times. So that's all that I'm going to do to help set this problem up. And I would like you to finish this page 32, and we'll go over it in class tomorrow.